A different way of thinking can be learned and trained. I always say if you want to have different outcomes, you need to take different actions, and actions come from belief systems, and beliefs are thoughts thought over and over again. So if you want to change the outcome, and with that, the position that you are in, for example, or the level of seniority that you are considered, you need to take different actions, and with that you need to change the way how you think about it. And there are three different ways how I teach my clients to think. Firstly, it's contextual thinking. Secondly, it's altitude thinking. And thirdly, it is lateral thinking. So let's start with contextual thinking. Most of us get rewarded, especially in a traditional education system, when we know it all. So a lot of technical leaders jump straight into the answer when they get asked a question. However, decision makers, especially boards, for example, or senior executives, they are looking how people think, how they approach a situation, and how they can leverage their background into this new situation, because we know that we are experiencing new and different situations more and more frequently. So we can't necessarily draw on the exact same experience from 3, 5, 10 years ago when we are now working in different situations and contexts. So simply addressing the bigger picture and showing, and with that communicating strategic thinking, this makes all the difference already if you want to be considered for this next level role. The second way of thinking is altitude thinking, meaning instead of focusing what can I do to get the best out of myself, out of my team, out of my department, think from an altitude, meaning literally zoom out and think, what do my bosses, my boards, what do they get measured on, and how do they get rewarded, and how can we, as I as an individual contributor, as a team, as a department, how can we contribute to their bigger outcome? And this again shows strategic thinking. Now, we all work towards one goal, but every department has their own goal. So how can we make sure that the next level up achieve their goal? And the more you can support them to look good, to not get sued, to improve their results, the more you get considered for stepping up into this next level. And finally, lateral thinking. Every single business, but also single individual, needs to innovate and constantly future-proof themselves. And we always think we have to reinvent the wheel, when that's not true. Lateral thinking is one of the best ways how I always come up with new ideas, with new programs, with new ways on talking about certain topics that I want to be known for example. Now, what does lateral thinking mean? It means that we're looking into an industry, into a profession, but also observing a certain person and see what works for them and why, but also why didn't it work? And how can we apply it in our situation? It may be as a team, it may be as the industry. How can we leverage those learnings that we have seen from others who have gone first, and how can we apply that and implement it in our situation? This is the easiest, to be honest, and quickest way how you can innovate yourself. It may be with your career, it may be with your team or your business. So again, quickly summarizing, if you want to have different outcomes, you need to take different actions, and actions come from different belief systems. The three belief systems that I truly think and stand strongly by that you want to work on if you want to level up in your level of seniority is A, contextual thinking, B, altitude thinking, and C, or third, is lateral thinking. Let me know in the comments how you fine-tune your way of thinking all the time to stay relevant.